Hello guys, this is 2-4 modeling addition and subtraction of decimals. What this means is you're going to have this lovely grid of 100 squares and all, and you are going to show me how we can add and subtract decimals by showing it on a grid. That's all this means. So, sounds super hard, it's super easy. All right, so write this at the top of a fresh sheet of paper. And then I need you to write this lovely question. And your question today is, Johnny Braz rode his bike 0.75 of a mile in the morning and 1.1 miles in the afternoon. Use a model to show how many miles Johnny Braz rode in all. Well, Johnny Braz, I like to do my workout all at once. I guess you don't, so that's cool. That's all right. I still respect you. All right, so once you have this written down, I should have given you a hundreds chart to take home, or a lot of them. So get that out. If you do not have one, then just go ahead and draw your best, and just try to follow along with me. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight things we need to look at. So Johnny Braz rode his bike 0.75 or 75 hundredths mile in the morning and 1.1 miles in the afternoon. So we need to show this in a model. So I get to cheat because I'm the teacher, but you should have something that looks like this. And if I colored the whole thing in, that would represent one of whatever we're talking about. In this case, it'd be 1 mile. All right. Well, he did not ride 1 mile. He rode 0.75 or 75 hundredths of a mile. So what that is telling me is I can't fill out a whole square, 100 square, because he didn't ride a whole mile in the morning. Just 75. So I'm going to go ahead and fill out 75 of the 100 squares, which, to do this quickly, you know that one whole row is 10. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is how I would represent 0.75. Okay, so in the afternoon, he rode 1.10 miles. So I know he rode 1 mile in all. So I would have to color in this whole thing because that represents I'm coloring in 1 mile. Okay, stop there. I want to backtrack. Sorry. I'm going to show you in kind of a different way. So I do know that he rode 1.1 or 1.10 miles in the afternoon. So instead of coloring one whole one, I want to use what we already have. So what I could do is, I know one whole one would look like a whole colored one, which is 100 squares. So what I could do is start over here, and I know that this would be coloring 25. So then I would need to color 75 more to get to 100. So far what I have colored in is 1 mile and 75 or 75 hundredths. So then I need to put this 10 on the map. So I'm going to kind of do that in a different color. So we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is what it looks like in all. If you don't understand that, that's okay. You could use 3 grids like I was starting to show you. So you can stop drawing for a second, and I'm just going to show you real quick what else I could have done. I could have represented it like I just did, or I could have represented the 75, and then I could do a whole mile. I'm working with the 1 and 1/100th. So I represented the 1 mile in, I'm going to change colors, I'm sorry. I'm going to represent the 1 mile right there. That's the 1 mile. And then I need to represent this 0.10 So I would fill out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I could also represent it like that, if that's easier for you to understand. So I do want you to write this down in your spiral because this will trick some of you friends. We're going to do 0.1 or 1/10, and we're going to add it to 0.73. All right. When you look at this, you cannot think of it as just filling out one square because that is not what it's saying. If it wanted you to just fill out one square, it would look like this. But it wants to know, what is this one? What place or what value is this one? Well, it's 1/10. All right, so that means we have to fill out 10 squares because 0.1 represents tenths. It's in the 10th spot. And then it wants us to add the 73. So I'm going to do that now, as you should too. So I'm going to color in the 71st, which is all these, and then 3. And that is how I represent this addition problem on a hundreds grid, or how I can model it. Now I want to show you how we subtract, because that one looks kind of weird. But first, I will show you how to solve this. So remember, if you have a decimal, add or subtracting, you need to line up the decimal places. Okay, check. And then I don't have anything up here, so what can I add? A 0. So 0 plus 3 would be 3, and then we have 8.83. Is that represented right here? Yes, 83 squares are filled in. All right, now let me show you subtraction. So with subtraction, we fill out the grid just like we would with addition, all right? So, sort of. All we do is we look at the biggest number in our subtraction problem, which is 0.47. So I want you to fill in 47 squares. All right, so we filled out 47 squares. That's our whole that we're starting with. But now we have to subtract or take away from 47. Well, how many are we taking away? 21. So when you show this on a grid, you just start marking out 21. So I would do 1, 2, 3, and so go ahead and mark out 21 squares. So you should have 21 X's. So if we just do the subtraction problem, 7 minus 1 is 6, 4 minus 2 is 2, drop down the decimal, we have 0.26. So 26 squares should remain colored in and not X'd out. So if we count, we know this is 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. I went wrong somewhere. I must have not marked out an extra one. So that's a way you can check your work. On this video, you're not going to have any quiz questions because it's kind of hard to show me your work on the quiz questions. But I do ask that you come to school tomorrow with any questions that you have for me ready to go during math time. So thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, darlings.